Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Thursday, so we're going to be talking some DFS. We're going to be switching up a little bit this week since we just have the playoff games instead of a full slate of games. So normally I do the value picks for like the whole week, but I'm going to go through kind of on the DraftKings website. We'll just talk about the different positions. This is going to be the Saturday games, and then tomorrow I'll be talking about the Sunday games. So without further ado, we'll get into it. I'll kind of go through each one, kind of give my thoughts on how they're priced and who I'd be targeting in each position. So first we got the quarterback position. So the Saturday games, we got Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff if he ends up playing, Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith. He's kind of questionable too. I assume he plays. Then you have the two outliers. You got the John Wolford up here and Taylor Heineke down here at 4,100. So for the most part, I would consider Josh Allen the safest play. He's obviously the highest priced as well, but I'll have him in a lot of lineups. I would consider Tom Brady as well. You know, he's just got that good weapons around him. I know Washington has a very good defense, but he's a little bit more underpriced. Russell Wilson against the Rams. He hasn't really done too much there, so if I can, I'm going to try to play up to Brady or Josh Allen. Jared Goff could be all right for 6,000, but, you know, coming off that injury, it's a little bit scary. Phillip Rivers, you know, at $5,400, it could be a little bit of a value, but the Bills' defense has been playing better in recent weeks. Alex Smith's obviously the cheapest one. I don't really see too much for him. It doesn't really get me excited. So, like I said, I'm pretty much going to try to play Allen or Brady. But for the most part, we're going to be playing Josh Allen, Tom Brady. I'm just going to throw Josh Allen in this lineup while we're building it real quick. Now we got the running backs. So we got Jonathan Taylor, $7,900. He's definitely by far away the highest priced one. Does he deserve it? Maybe. But, you know, $2,000 more than anyone else, that's a steep price on this type of slate. We got Chris Carson, who's kind of banged up at $5,900. Antonio Gibson, $5,700. A lot of these teams have pretty good run defenses, so that makes this one a little bit trickier. You know, Tampa Bay is pretty good against the run. Washington's decent against the run. Seattle's pretty decent against the run as well. Bills, they've been hit or miss this year, so you could make a case for that. Yeah, Cam Akers down here, who's, you know, he played last week, but he was banged up, so he's a guy I consider for his price tag. J.D. McKissick, $4,800. I kind of like McKissick here, so we're going to put him in. Same reasoning, Nyheim Hines. Both these teams probably are going to end up being behind in this game, so they should see some pass catching work, so you could probably play either one of them. You know, Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, they're two guys that could end up being values as well, just depending on how that Buffalo game goes, how many carries they actually get in the game. Malcolm Brown's another name to watch, too, if Cam Akers comes out and is kind of banged up. So in this lineup, we're going to go with McKissick, and we'll put Ronald Jones in as well. Hopefully Tampa Bay's winning early in this game. He gets some carries there afterwards. For running back overall, I mean, you got Taylor that you could pay up to. Carson, I'm not really too interested in. To me, Gibson, Akers, and Ronald Jones are all kind of in that same tier. I think they're all pretty fairly priced. They could have some upside as well. And then you got guys like Nyheim Hines, Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, and J.D. McKissick. Kind of in that lower tier price. I'd try to get one of them guys if I could. As far as wide receivers go, you got the two top end guys I probably consider with Stephon Diggs and Chris Godwin. Diggs is banged up, but I still try to throw him in there, especially if you're going with Josh Allen, try to get that nice little stack. Godwin, I'm not as high on just because of his price tag. Then like Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. The Rams have just been so tough against that position this year, so it's hard to know which one will pay off. Mike Evans kind of avoiding. He hasn't practiced yet this week. Terry McLaurin, I'll have some exposure to him as well. I think he could have a decent game in this one. And the price tag's not too bad. Antonio Brown, if Mike Evans doesn't play, I think he's just a guy that you pretty much have to throw in there. Then Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. Both these guys could have a decent game. Woods has been getting more targets. Cooper Kupp gets the touchdowns more likely. So just kind of pick your poison there. Then, you know, Cole Beasley, he's still banged up. He might not play. John Brown down here, I kind of like his $4,700. Not a bad price tag at all. Gabriel Davis, kind of the same way. I expect Brown to get more of the snaps, though. Some other cheap ones that we got, you know, you got Cam Sims down here, Michael Pittman Jr. You're kind of hoping these guys hit, though, if you're picking one of them. David Moore down here is kind of interesting, too, as well. He's a guy that could end up hitting if you need someone for, like, dirt cheap, you know, $3,000. Definitely a value there. Go through it real quick again one more time. So we got Diggs and Godwin at the top, I'd say. Then, you know, if you want to risk Lockett or Metcalf, you can go there. Mike Evans, I'm not touching because I don't think he plays. Even if he plays, he's not the same Mike Evans that we're used to. McLaurin, he's worth having some exposure to. The Rams wide receivers, you can kind of split them up, play them in different lines, try to get some exposure to them. Beasley, I don't think plays this week, so I'm not too worried about him. T.Y., I'm not really worried about. John Brown, Gabriel Davis, I think it's worth having exposure to each of these guys at some point. Then we get down to the Cam Sims, Michael Pittman Jr., and David Moore. So they're kind of like your dart throws in this case. But, I mean, for what David Moore's going for compared to the other two, he could be a value, but it just depends on the day, honestly, with that Seattle offense. Then we move over to tight end. Logan Thomas is by far the most expensive. And we have Rob Gronkowski right behind him. I don't mind Gronk as a value here either. Then Higbee, Dawson Knox, Gerald Everett, Jack Doyle, Trey Burton. This is where it doesn't get exciting to me, is after these two guys. So I'm pretty much trying to play one of these two guys. I think we'll go with Logan Thomas in this situation, though. And it's just so hard because I think those two guys are going to be so heavily played overall. We'll skip over to defense real quick. So right now, they have the Bills as the top defense, then Tampa Bay, then the Rams, Seahawks, Washington football team, and the Colts. So if you're looking for a cheap one, I'd probably go with the Washington football team or the Seahawks. Seahawks, especially if Jared Goff doesn't play, then you could play them for real cheap. So in this case, we'll throw them in. Let's see, we got $10,800 left. We'll go back over to defense to talk one more time, though. So I'm looking mainly at the Buccaneers because they go against Washington. I'm not too afraid of that offense overall. You could argue the Bills too because Indianapolis does turn the ball over some, but the Bills defense has been kind of hit or miss this year, but better in recent weeks. So mainly I'm looking at Washington football team for cheap play, Tampa Bay for a higher end, for a higher price, and then the Seahawks if Jared Goff does not play. We got the flex spot and we got the wide receiver left still, so we'll go over the wide receiver real quick. You could double stack here with Stephon Diggs and John Brown if you wanted to, but I'm not too keen on that right now. We'll go with Cooper Kupp in this situation. I feel pretty good about this wide receiver core as long as Stephon Diggs is obviously playing. Then you got the flex spot. We got $4,800 left, so we're going to scroll down a little bit. So we're looking at guys like Nyheim Hines, John Brown, Zach Moss, Leonard Fournette. So in this situation, I might try to pay down on one of my other positions, pay up and get maybe one of these guys. But I think just with the situation that we got going on right now. So let's see. We got decent exposure. We could bring it back here with Nyheim Hines play. Because we kind of got the one side of the Buffalo game with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So if they kind of go up and they get points there, then we could bring it back with Nyheim Hines. So overall, this is the lineup that we just kind of built real quick. So we got Josh Allen at quarterback, J.D. McKissick, Ronald Jones is our running backs. So kind of stacking this game up a little bit, thinking Tampa Bay gets ahead. So Ronald Jones is going to get some garbage, some late game carries. J.D. McKissick's going to get receiving work either way, but he might get a little bit more if they are trailing. Then we got Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen paired them together kind of for the Buffalo side. Antonio Brown, he goes in with that Tampa Bay side, especially if they're going up early. Cooper Kupp, just a solid play overall, I think. Logan Thomas fits into the narrative with J.D. McKissick. Plus, he's bound to get some targets already as it is. And then Nyheim Hines fits into the narrative with the Bills and the Colts game. Then we got that Seattle defense if Jared Goff does not play. But this is for DraftKings on Saturday. This is just a real quick lineup building. Didn't put too much extra thought into this one. Just kind of went through some of the prices, who I like, who I don't like. If you guys would like to see more lineup buildings, kind of like how I go about building my lineup in general, normally I don't go through it in this process where I go quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, defense. Usually I try to find my values first and then build from there. Or I'll try to put like defense and tight end in real quick and then kind of go from there as well. But on a smaller slate, it's not too hard to do it this way as well. But with that being said, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. If you got any questions about DFS for the Saturday slate, if you want to see some more lineups for the Saturday slate, please let me know as well. Feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comments, at my email, CoachCraigSports@gmail.com, on Twitter at CoachCraigSport, or on the Coach Craig Sports Facebook page. If you guys liked and enjoyed this video, you want to see more DFS content, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know that you guys are enjoying it. I'll try to go a little bit more in depth, especially with that Sunday slate as well. If you guys play on DraftKings, they do have a free Saturday slate. I believe it's a Jose Cuervo sponsored one. And then there's a KFC sponsored one on Sunday night game as well for the single game slate. Be sure to check those ones out for sure. If you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And that's one for you, the viewers. This is a channel that's built around sports, football. We'll be doing some more baseball stuff in the future. I've been playing some NBA DFS as well, so if you guys be interested in some videos like that as well, please be sure to let me know. And with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who is yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It'll let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, we're going into the off season now, so we're going to be having a little bit different video content. I know I was going to put out one regarding the head coaching candidates. I was doing a lot of research into that, especially into each candidate, and I'm still working on those videos. My goal now is to break it down into each team. So I'm going to be talking about the Lions, the Texans, the Jaguars, the Falcons, the Chargers, the Jets, who all the rumor candidates are, kind of their background, what would make them a good candidate or not for that position, and kind of who I think is going to go where. So those videos are probably going to be coming out Saturday, maybe even Sunday into next week. With that being said, I hope you guys all enjoy that as well. If you guys have anything else you'd like to see on my channel, please leave it down in the comments below. Greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys do well in DFS this week. Like I said, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me. I will do my best to help you guys, and hopefully we both can win some money together. But with that being said, that's all we got for today, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.